Bill 5, as it was known going through the legislature, also known as the Safer Kentucky Act, goes into effect in less than a week, and that law will make sweeping changes to the state's criminal landscape.
But some advocates argue it will disproportionately impact some Kentuckians, including the unhoused, because it bans people from camping or sleeping in public areas.
And if there's something we can help with, that's what we're going to do. And I think that's what any human being would do. And our officers are human beings, and
WKYT's Grayson Passmore tells us why city leaders say their commitment is to help the unhoused, not to lock them up.
If everybody thinks that we're just going to handle this one way, they're mistaken. We've had unhoused people here prior to this bill and prior to this law being passed. And we've always dealt with it in a compassionate way, and we're going to continue to deal with it.
Lexington Police Chief Lawrence Weathers says reports of homelessness are directed to the city's homeless outreach team. He says if police are first on the scene, they will call in the team to provide assistance. Even though under House Bill 5, camping or sleeping in public areas is illegal.
The law also says that we can use our discretion, and that's where it comes in. You know, if I got multiple people camping out, there's a reason for that. And officers are going to find out that reason.
This response is said to be a joint effort between the mayor's office, police, and the fire department.
We are all trying to get the right help to the right person at the right time and deal with the underlying issues and not just the surface issues.
If you heard one person's story who's experienced homelessness, you've heard one story. They're all different. Everyone's situation is different. Everyone needs something different to help them.
Housing Commissioner Charlie Lanter says since 2014, they've built or preserved 3,400 units of housing with their Affordable Housing Fund, which received $2 million annually. This year, the fund was increased to just short of $5 million, and he believes they can finance more than double what they already have.
Because we understand that there are some capacity issues in our shelter system, mostly for very specific populations. For the average individual male or individual female, we do have capacity.
In Lexington, Grayson Passmore, WKYT.
That law goes into effect on July 15th.